Hello. Hello. Praise the Lord. How are you all doing today? And welcome to Festival Hall. It is Tuesday. So I'm here to give you a Tuesday goodness, your Tuesday greatness, your Tuesday time to step away from the work week and what's going on in your world and in your life. And for us to have a conversation today. Thank you so much for joining, for being a part. I appreciate it. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. So go ahead and you know what I need you to do for me. For those of you there on Facebook, I need you to show some love. Love it. Share it on your wall. Let someone pass by. They'll see and they say, oh, that. Let me see what you got to say, right? And for those of you that are on YouTube, go ahead and like it. Go ahead and like it. Take the link and share it and show it to somebody. And peradventure, you have not subscribed yet, Prophet Patricia, just in case you have not gone ahead and you just click the notification bar right there. Subscribe to the YouTube and follow the Facebook page so you can know when we're going live. Apostle does it sometimes. She like to throw something at me, and I'm like, "What you talking about, Willis?" So she just threw something at me, and I was like, "You think a little too much this, sister. Think a little too much this." But just in case we come on more than once, you'll be able to see because you got the notification and you are following, and it lets you know. So thank you, and thank you. Appreciate it. As you heard, we got a new intro. We're working on something different. Why? Because they have mean people that want to flag you and say that you're stealing their stuff, which we're not stealing their stuff. So we got to change around everything. Everything got to be changed around because we have mean people, right? Stop being mean. I didn't do anything to you. As I say, right? I didn't do anything to you. Stop being mean, right? So today, thank you all so much for joining. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being a part. Thank you for your likes, your love. And I appreciate it. So today we get into our conversation. Prophetess Joyce, we're going to be talking. We're going to have our conversation. Prophet Sharice, we're going to go into it today, right? To believe it or not, right? If for those of you who do not know, Ribley created this show back in the days. I think it started in the 90s or the early 2000s. It's called Believe It or Not. This show presented bizarre events and items that were strange and unusual that you question the factuality of it. And I used to like to watch that show. Not gonna lie, I used to like to watch that show because they used to come on a magazine too, but like crazy thing like like things that we talk about now, like the Bear Man, or just random crazy things they would talk about on a show. So it makes you it had you questioning, is this really factual? Is this true? What's happening? Some of the things even made you question what you believed, and if you believed it, and if you believe was true, right? So today we're going to be talking about believe it or not. Let's conversate. Let's get into our conversation. And you know what I just realized? I just realized that I forgot to clean my glasses. So when you got lights on you and your glasses is not clean, you see all the little particles and the debris that's on it. Oh, that's gonna bother me until we say amen, right? So let's go on. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. And you know what? Apostle just say, you want a cleaner? Watch. And if I have a cleaner and I'll clean it and I'll make it worse. So I'll save myself, right? Save myself, right? So one thing I understand about when you're believing something, believe it or not, or believe or in belief, right, Prophet Loretta? One thing I understand about it is that I like what Maya Angelou said. She said this. I sit down here and here comes my allergies, pardon me, right? And it rained outside, so everything should have been calm. But here we go. So Maya Angelou said this, right? She said, when people show you who they are, believe them the first time. And Prophet Loretta, this is a true statement. I'm like that. For those of you who know me a little bit, who when we fellowship together in Healing Sanctuary or we're in a meeting together or something, I'm that kind of person. You only got to show me once. One time. And this is me. When I meet someone for the first time, I automatically throw up my spirit of discernment and interpretation of who they are. And the first impression to me, that's going to max who that person is to me. I mean, it could be a bad thing or a good thing. But as you may know, not trying to toot my own horn, but my spirit of discernment in first impression be right? So when I meet someone for the first time, what you present to me, I'm like, ooh, okay, I see you already. And I always like to say, and you may have heard me say this many times too, that I don't only listen to what you say, I listen to what you don't say. I don't watch what you do, I watch what you don't do. So all of these things will pull me into my understanding or my belief of who you are or who you present yourself to be. So Maya Angelou said, when people show you who they are, believe them the first time. And I thought that's so true. The first time. Don't even wait for part two, part three, part four. Just watch part one and that's it. And run off of part one, right? You don't have to show them. They don't have to show themselves to you more than once. If someone slap you once, why would you wait for them to punch you? You slap me once, that's it. I'm not gonna wait for you to punch me. That's it. That's showing that, hey, you're capable, Prophet Cherise, of slapping me. You're capable of getting violent. And if I say something or do something that you don't like, you're capable of getting to a place of wanting to have a throwdown. You know, I'm always ready for a throwdown, right? So you're capable of pulling someone into a violent act because what? One time they slap you, they're ready for a fight. Right? If someone show you that they are not to be trusted, why are you still trusting them? This is what my Angela was saying. Someone show you that the first time, that's it. If someone is showing you that they are not trustworthy, why are you trusting them? And this always just throw me sometimes. It's like someone that just constantly lying and they're constantly telling you lies and they just lie. And you keep believing, right? Believe it or not. You keep believing their lies. But there's evidence that, hey, this is a lie. But you still trust them. You still trust them with your social security number. You trust them with your bank PIN number. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? If they show you, Prophetess Joyce, that they're not to be trustworthy, why are you trusting them? If someone shows you that they're spiteful and they're leading you down a road of corruption or disruption, believe them. That is who they are. They are a corruptible person. They are a disruptible person. Believe who they are. We have those people that like to say, "Oh, is this just give them the benefit of the doubt?" Like that's Apostle like say that to me. I just got to give them the benefit of the doubt. And again, first time prophets guy, that's it. It's over. But sometimes some individuals like, "Oh, you know what? We got to just give them the benefit of the doubt. Give them," and that's true. That's true. If you're that kind of person, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Okay, they step on my toe 5 times. Okay, let me give the benefit of the doubt. Maybe all 5 times was an accident. But if they're showing you that they're capable of keep constantly stepping on your toes, believe them that they're a toe stepper. That's all I gotta say about that. They're a toe stepper, right? People will always show you who they are. You just have to look. That's it. People will always show you who they are, Prophet Cherise. They will show you. You just have to look. And when you see it, it is up to you to believe it or not. People will always show you who they are. You just have to look. And when you see it, it is up to you to believe it or not. Don't be in denial, Evangelist Felita, about people's character. Don't be in denial about individuals' flaws. And I don't like those people who always like to pick out somebody's flaws. Look, their head is like this. This. Their shoes is always like that's foolishness. I can't stand that. But we're talking about character, the characteristic of someone, right? The characteristic of someone, what they present to you. If they're showing you this is them, believe it. They will show it to you. You just have to look. Because you can look into someone's eyes. They say the eyes tell 1,000 stories. You really can. If someone's in pain, you look into their eyes and you can see that pain in them, right? Through their eyes. If someone is joyous, you look into their eyes and you see they're joyful. So when someone have an underlying thing, believe it, see it, look at it and see it because it's there. It will present itself to you. And don't push it away and say, "Oh no, it's just they just having a moment." No, they're not just having a moment. That's who they are. They'll slip up and you'll see it. So believe that it's there. Believe it or not, it's there. Because individual, you can hide. Someone can hide who they truly are for about so long. Right? We talked about this before. Someone can hide who they truly are for about so long. I never knew that person was like that. Girl, you did. You did. You just weren't looking. I never knew that they could have gone like that. You did. You just weren't looking. But you know what? And now they're doing it to you because they were doing it to everyone else. And you weren't paying attention. You didn't believe it. Oh, that's just them. But when they do it to you, believe it or not. Believe it or not. So you just have to look because people will show you who they are. You just have to look. And when you see it, it's up to you to believe it or not. Here, many believe the negative things that are not believable, but reject the truth that is possible. Many believe the negative things, right, that are not believable, but rejects the truth that is possible. I don't think they were healed. I was this is true story. There's video running around on Facebook, and I was scrolling through because I'm doing some work, and I'm there, and then it pops up, and I'm watching it, and I was like, and I'm watching it. I'm not gonna say because some of you may see it, and so I don't know, you might go to that person's church, and be like, I was there, and I'm watching it, and there's this person, and then. And they supposedly got healed and so forth and so forth. And I'm watching it and I was like, and I'm like, oh, I gotta tell you, my spirit of discernment be on fleek, mad quick, right? And I'm watching it and I was like, I don't know. And I said to myself, I said, Marcelle, to myself, I said, Marcelle, give it a couple of months. It might come out that this person was probably paid to do this whole act, doing this service, just so it can go viral and for this pastor to blow up. That's what I said to myself. But it was up to me to believe the whole scenario or not. But hey, we all know we serve Jesus, we worship Jesus. We know that he is a healer. He has healed me of many things. He's healed my eyes. He has healed the borderline diabetes, what I think we all have, as a doctor like to say. He has healed the cholesterol. He's healed the false report of breast cancer. I can prove him for myself that he is a healer. Right? But it's up to you to believe it. But here we're talking about believing negative things that are not believable, but rejecting the truth that's possible. So you have those people that say, I don't think that person was really healed. You could bring out the doctor report. I don't think that person was healed. Or I don't think their spouse really came back. They said their spouse came back, but when I talk to them on the phone, I don't ever hear a man voice in the background. I'm talking the truth. I don't really believe that they got that job. They just saying, you see, they get up in the morning, they go in their car and they drive and they leave Prophetess Guy and they go, you don't know where they go. I don't think they're going to work. I think they're just going to hang out and then come back and act like they have a job. So it's easier for us to not believe the negative things, right? Because as individuals, as human beings, I was thinking about this today, right? I'll get back to what I'm talking about. I was thinking about this today. As David said, I was born in sin and shaped in iniquity. I was thinking about this today. How we are born in sin, right? Sinful nature was in us because we were born in it, right? We're born in sin. And I was thinking of how individuals, how we can naturally usually think the bad things about people. Right? It's easier to think negative about someone than to think positive. It's easier to say, oh, I don't believe that. Someone ever told you a story like, I don't believe that, but it's a true story. Because what? Because they're telling you something good about themselves. So it's easy for you to say, I don't think that really happened. I think they made that up. I don't think they opened their bank account and really saw that money in there. I think that's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. I don't think this is a true story. True story. Oh, I'm going over the place, but we're gonna get back where we get to. True story. The other day, right? CJ did some laundry, right? He does his own laundry, right? And so he left his laundry in the washer and went and slept. So I got up because I'm going to do laundry. And I said, this boy, man, I could choke him. So I opened his, so I'm taking his clothes out to put in the dryer. And I turn the dryer on and I just said, and it's not moving. I said, oh no. So I tried it again. I unplug it, plug it back in. I'm trying everything. I said, okay, there's no lint. I clean out the lint part. I'm like, oh, I don't understand. So I text Apostle. I said, girl, the dryer not working. She said, oh no. So she came down, right? And she's like, okay, so we're trying to figure it out. So she's like, okay, let's pray. So she prayed over it. And nothing happened. And I'm like, I don't know what happened today because I'm here, man. I don't know what happened. My spirit of annoyance with this dryer just blocked it from working, right? So anyway, so we pull up YouTube and we're like, we're trying to fix. This is what we do in this house. We're trying to fix anything we can fix. Listen here, we're not no indolent women. So we'll fix whatever we can. So pull up YouTube, how we going to put in the dryer type and thing. We're trying to unscrewing stuff and we're thinking and thing. And then they're like, oh, you need this machine. I was like, oh, we ain't got that. We stuck now. We ain't got this machine right here. So we close it back up. So we call the company for them to come out and whatnot. So Apostle, so this is to the next day. So now we have to do makeshift. We have to go back Guyana old school to hang Prophetess Diaz to hang CJ's laundry clothes that he was washed already. Have to find where to hang it up. So we create something and we hung it up. So then the next day Apostle's coming home and she was like, she's like, the Lord said to me to go ahead and pray again over this dryer. So I said, all right now. So she come home, she goes, and she prays over the dryer. And then she texts me, she FaceTime me, right? She FaceTime me and she was like, look, so we hear, and the dryer's working. She's like, it's working, right? I said, girl, it's working. She's like, answer our prayer, right? And I answer our prayer. So then now, so I'm like, I'm so excited. So she's like, okay, run. So we go down. So I'm washing all the loads of laundry we have, washing it, we're drying it, we're excited. And so she came down here today and she was like, the dryer's still working, right? I said, it's showing up. I just threw some clothes in the dryer. But if I tell this story to regular individuals, that all Apostle had to do was lay hands and pray, the Lord said to her to do it again. And she lay hands and prayed on the dryer and it started back working. They're going to say, I don't believe it. Some people may say, I don't believe it. Even some of you probably watching say, I don't know what she's talking about. She probably just had to plug it in. It probably wasn't even plugged in. But all that was there. But sometimes it's hard for us to believe things that are believable. Why? Because it's good news. Sometimes you don't want to believe the good news. You said, no, that's not. It's believable, but it's a not. So we have to be careful. We have to be careful when we're hearing the story and say, you know what? Do I believe this or not? It's possible, but it may not be possible. But who's telling the story, right? So those things are possible, but you just don't want to believe it because what? Because maybe, side note, maybe you want the worst for people. Oh no, I don't. I'm a good Christian person. I want people to succeed. I want people to do better. You lying right now. Someone tell you, look at this. You're going out there, you get a realtor, you're trying to buy a house, and they just telling you, oh, your credit's not good, all this, and you tell your friend the same thing, and your friend is looking for a house as well, and you just keep getting rejected. All of a sudden, your friend call you, girl, I just got approved. I just signed down on the house. What would you say? Tell me honestly. You would show forth happiness, but in the back of your mind, you might be bitter. You might be bitter. Why? Because you believe that, oh my God, I can't believe that she got this house and I'm praying and I didn't get this house. Right? Or you're in your own financial debt, right? And you have a friend and they're in their financial debt. And all of a sudden they call you, girl, you would not believe it. The collectors called me and said everything is paid in full. They canceled my debt. I don't have to worry. I'm starting afresh. I can't believe, I think she lying. You know it's true. You know it's true. You know it's true. You know it's true. Someone tells you, my child just made the honor roll, and your child or your grandchild over there just hacked in the muck. They're barely passing. They barely made it to graduation this year. They're still on the maybe list to graduate at the end of this semester, right? So what comes first? I don't believe it. I gotta see that for myself that child got an honor roll. They child, as in God, I said the child dunce, right? Because believe it or not, things are true, but sometimes we choose to not believe it because of our heart. Because how can that person get that? And I'm here, I'm in the same place, and I don't have it. Hey, it happens to me too. Like sometimes, like when, I try not to look at people, but if something pass by and I'm like, I can't believe that sinful, adulterous, fornicator, idolatrous person is talking about the Lord bless me with this, and they don't even know nothing about Jesus. I'm sitting over here praying, fasting. Apostle got us on a million and a half. There's 365 days in a year, right? Apostle got us on 5,055 days fasting in a year, right? And that person is receiving all of this stuff. They highball it, and I'm over here like, Lord, I'm still waiting. You know what I'm saying? So yourself, if you be true, you'll say, I believe it, but I don't, because it's hard to, because something just ain't adding up. So believe it or not, right? Even Jesus, this is how important belief is. Even Jesus, when he was going to heal someone, he would say to them, do you believe? Right? Do you believe? Or it's because of your belief? Right? Or your faith has done this, and we know faith is believing or belief. So it's so important, right, Prophet Cherise, to have that belief, Prophet Joyce. It's so important to have that understanding of what we believe, right? When someone show you who they are, believe them. Same thing here. Look at what Mark 9:23, the King James Version, says it like this. Jesus said unto him, Jesus speaking here, if thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believe. That's how important it is for you to believe. Not the not, but for you to believe. Because if you can believe, all things are possible, right? For you that believe. So that leads us on to something that's so interesting. Believing is very important. It is. Believing, Prophet Loretta, is very important. In order for you to get the concept of believe it or not, you have to know what you believe in. Can I take a sip? I sure can. I will. Come my throat. In order for you to get the concept of believe it or not, you have to know what you believe in. You have to know what you believe in. I already know what I believe. I already understand my belief. You have to know what you believe in. And not only that, to believe in something can be complex, right? It really can. It really can be. Why would I say complex? Because most of the time, in order to convince others of your belief, you most likely have to have evidence of that belief. Right? In order to convince someone of what you believe, you have to have evidence of that belief or what you believe in. Because without no evidence, I can't believe it. That's what many would say. I don't believe it. I don't believe it, right, Papa? I don't believe it. You're a cop. You understand. There's evidence. Okay, we found the gun, and his prints are on it. He's the one that did the shooting. That's the evidence that make it believable that this is the individual that did the crime. But in order for you to present this, we have no finger. We found a gun. His fingerprint is not on it. There's no evidence, so I cannot believe that he's the one that did the crime. So in order for you to believe, you have to. It's hard. You have to show the evidence of what you believe. That's why belief is so complex, right? They're cheating on you. Where's the proof? Where's the proof? One time, I think Apostle and I had this conversation, or I think I was telling my friend somewhere we had this conversation. If I say, could you imagine what would you do? You're sitting there, you're sitting in your car, right, and you see your friend's spouse walking down the street, hands in hand, as guy and say on, with someone else that's not the spouse, and they're cuddly, and they're kissing, and there's sweet talking, and there's caressing. What would you do, right? Most of the time you'll be so flabbergasted that you don't even have time to pull out your phone and take a picture. But when you come in contact with your friend, girl, I saw your spouse with someone else, and it wasn't you, and they were hugging, they were kissing, they were caressing each other on the bare street. What do you think your friend would say? Did you take a picture? Girl, I didn't get it. I was in so much shock I didn't take a picture. It'll be hard for them to believe you, even if you are a trustworthy person. It'll be hard for them to say, I know this person won't lie. I know they mean well for me. So I know that this is true. And your spouse come home, as God is say, wipe them out like nothing happened. Hey, babes, what's going on? How you doing? I miss you so much. Oh, girl, I was thinking about you all day. I was at work thinking about you. Couldn't wait to get home. Oh, you're the best. And you're thinking, I don't know. I don't think this person, my friend was not telling the truth, because you see, there's no evidence there. Apostle and I talk about this a lot. Sometimes we talk about, how some men can cheat so foolishly, but some women can cheat like professionals, right? And sometimes the opposite way too. Some men can cheat like professionals too. You don't even know. He'll take a shower at the gym, come home, or won't even take a shower, right? He'll take a shower to wash off her smell, and then go back and sweat, and come back and come home smelling like just like he been working all day. He been working, but he wasn't real working, right? So you can't believe. So again, they're cheating on you, but where's the proof? Right? Someone tell you this. Where's the proof? They're talking about you. Where's the evidence? Thank God for the phones now, where you can press record. Right? The other day I was talking to my friend, and I had the car I had the phone in the car, and I got out the car and I put the phone to my ears, and I'm walking, and my ears must have touched the button that says record, and I said, this conversation is being recorded. She's like, girl, you recorded me? I said, girl, hold on. I said, I am not. My ears must have pressed the button by accident. Why would I record you? You saying something incriminating here? We just having a random conversation about nothing. So again, they're talking about you, but where's the evidence? You have no evidence. So you will not be believed. Right? Remember this. They don't mean you well, But how do you know that? When somebody says, I'm telling you, they don't mean you well. But how do you know that? You're just jealous. You just don't like them. But they really don't mean you well. But there's no evidence. Like sometimes I try to convince some family members of some people in their life, and I'm like, this person mean you know well. As God has said, they just blights in you. They pulling your relationship down. They pulling your finances down. They mean you know well. But there's no evidence. It's just the spirit of discernment I have. I have, Apostle have, Mother P have, everyone else have it, but they just don't see it. But there's no evidence to say this. Look, you see, look, this text, what they said. Look, this voicemail, look this. But I don't talk to that person, so I don't have no evidence. But you're like, can't you just see it? But there's no evidence, so it's hard to believe. Right, Prophet, this guy? It's hard to believe. Before Jesus healed, he asked the question, do you believe? He would say this. Do you believe? Do you believe? Do you believe that you can be healed? Do you believe? Do you believe that miracle can happen to you? Do you believe? So this is a very important question. Believing. Believing. So believe it or not. Come on. Sometimes you have to let people find out things for themselves and you stay out of the equation. Listen. One thing about me is I mind my business. Apostle tell you that I mind my business. If someone would come to Apostle and Mother P and said, your daughter was all up in my business, and they'd be like, you're lying, because she mind her business. I don't care about people's business. And this is what I always say. Whatever you tell me, that's what I take. I wouldn't be like, so and so. I'm not giving an investigation for you. We're not doing that. What you tell me, that's the information you give me. That's the information I take. And that's my discernment run off of. Other than that, I'll walk away. So unless it's something that's crucial, right? Unless it's something that's crucial, but I still try to mind my business. I don't try to be in nobody's business. And this is what I always say. This is what I always say. My grandfather used to say this to my mom, right? And he used to tell all the kids this. If he's insulting someone, he'll say, "But you brought your story to me. I didn't come to you." And this is why I mind my business. So if you bring your story to me, Prophetess Joyce said to me the other day, she said, Pastor Marcelle, I don't think you can work here, because you would tell everybody off. I sure would, because you bring your story to me. So if you bring your story to me, I have to address that story. But I wouldn't come to you and be like, girl, what happened? No, that's not how it goes. So sometimes it's right, Prophet Shuri. Sometimes you just have to mind your business, walk away, and let it resolve itself. So again, you have to know what you believe. Alexander Hamilton said this. He said, if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. We say it a lot. I hear it a lot, Prophet Joyce. I hear people going around saying it. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. And this is true. And this is so true. Because sometimes people will tell you something and you're like, what? That don't make no sense. But it sounds so good. It sounds like it makes sense. Like, these false prophets that's going around, and even some of these preachers that's preaching nonsense, talking nonsense, and they go around saying a whole lot of craziness. And you're like, what? I can see why people believe it, because it sounds good. It sounds good to the ear. So it's believable, but there's no biblical standing for it. There's no biblical background for it. There's no evidence there. Believe it or not. So Alexander Andrews said it. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. You have to believe in something and know what you believe in. You have to believe it and know what you believe in. If you believe on nothing, you will be tossed through and through. Prophet Patricia, if you believe on nothing, you'll just be tossed. You'll be like a ship without a sail, just back and forth. Every wind of doctrine that come out, you flying with it. Everything you hear, you running with it. Like sometimes I hear people quote some stuff and I'm like, what? That don't make no sense. Like the other day, Apostle and I were talking about some, oh boy, what is it? Do you remember what it is, Apostle? I'm so mad because I wish I remember right now. We were talking about something and this quote came up or something came up. And I was like, that makes life's a journey, not a destination. That came up. Life's a journey, not a destination. And I said, that is someone that's going nowhere. Because if life is a journey, you're just going anywhere and it's not a destination, you got nowhere to go. She's just going back and forth, up and down. This is why you have to have goals. Where am I going? What am I setting? You have to have vision. Where would I end up? This is where I want to be. This is where I want to go. In everything you have a goal. We have a goal. We have a vision for Vessel of Hope. In every program that's under Healing Sanctuary or Apostle Mertley Sampson Ministry, there's a goal, there's a vision, there's a destination that we're going to. It's not just a journey, it is a journey and it is a destination. Because you journey to get there. Right? So in everything, so like Alexandra said, Hamilton said, life, as he said, if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. And this is true. You will. You will fall for anything. Anyone says something to you, you'll run with it. How do you think slogans go about? Because one person said, "Oh, that sound nice," and then another person said, "Oh, that sound nice," and then people start saying it and it sound nice. But when you sit and process and say, that make no sense. It sounds nice, but it makes no sense. So you have to be able to stand for something. You have to be able to know where you're going so that you wouldn't fall for everything. The truth will be a figment of your imagination if you don't stand for something, if you don't believe in something. Right? Right? Come on, y'all talking to me. I know we talking. Oh, we having our conversation here today. So believe it or not, the truth can be tainted or it can be false, depend on what you think about what you think the truth is. True story. The truth can be tainted or the truth can be false, depending on what you think the truth is. You know those people? It's my truth. Oh, boy, let me tell you, when I hear that thing just, oh, I've got to take another sip. When I hear people say it's my truth, you know what I think? That's an ignorant person. Just in the context of how they say it. Oh, well, that's my truth. I don't care what nobody else said. That's my truth. That's not the way that's not the way to approach it. If you say, you know what, this is what I thought was true, or this is why I think this is true based on this. Okay, let's have a conversation. Because now you're talking. Why did you think that's true? Based on what? Okay, let me see what you're saying. Let me see what it's based on. But oh, it's my truth and no one can tell me nothing. Why is it your truth? Explain. Why is it your truth? And people, I'm just living my truth. What is your truth? Ask them. The next time you hear somebody say, this is my truth or I'm living my truth, ask them what's their truth. They can't explain it to you. Because they don't know. Because what? To them, life's a journey, not a destination. Right? So believe it or not, truth can be tainted or false, depend on what you think truth is. Watch this. You hear the saying, two things can be true at once, right? I heard that many times. I heard a lot of people say it. Two things can be true at once. This is a statement that something can be true and false at the same time. Why? Believe it or not, the glass is half full and the glass is half empty. That's true and false. Because to me, it could be half full and to you it's half empty. So to me, it's true and to you it's false. So two things can be true at the same time. Right, Prophetess Joyce? Right, Prophetess Loretta? They're nice, but they're Leviathan. That's true. They can be nice, but they can't be a Leviathan. You know them Leviathan people. Ooh, right? So it's true. Two things can be true at the same time. Oh, they're so cute, but they ugly. You ever heard someone say? You ever heard someone say that? Evangelist Valida? Oh, they cute, but they ugly. Ooh, they ugly. Sometimes I said, I was like, oh, that person is so pretty, but the attitude just ugly. Just an ugly attitude. Ugly personality. Right? So that can be true at the same time. Believe it or not. She's so excited, but yet still she's nervous. Oh, you ever see a woman on a wedding day? She's excited, but she's nervous. And then people may say, oh, she's doubtful. She don't want to marry him. She's in doubt. No, she's excited about a wedding, but she's nervous to walk down the aisle. I tell my oldest brother, he can't walk me down the aisle because he's going to trip me. Right? So two things, again, can be true at the same time. You can believe it or not. It's sunny, but it's raining right now. It's sunny, but it's raining. To you, you might just say, oh, it's sunny. And I might say, boy, it's raining. Same thing, same difference. Believe it or not. And finally, I'm sad but happy that they died. You ever heard that? I'm sad but happy that they died. I'm sad that they died because they won't be in my presence anymore. But I'm happy that they died because they're no longer in pain. Again, believe it or not, that two things can be true at the same time. What do you believe when both story or situation or circumstance it sounds like it's true? Believe it or not, it is up to the truth that you know that will bring the conviction. Or that will bring the evidence. Or that will show the evidence. It's up to the truth that you know. This is why you have to know what you believe. And make sure what you believe is true. You gotta have evidence. Again, I tell you, I can tell you that Jesus is a healer because he has healed me of many things. I can tell you that Jesus is a provider because when I looked at my bank account yesterday, there was nothing. And when I look in it today, I got money. That's what I can tell you. I can tell you that Jesus worked in supernatural. He sent supernatural favor because listen here, we didn't know where we were going to go. All of a sudden, the Lord provided a way for a house. So I'm telling you. So there's evidence. There's evidence. You see it. So you have to believe it or not, but you got to have the evidence. You got to know what you believe in. Hold on to what you believe in, whether others believe it or not. Once your belief is biblical truth, it may distress many. Hold on to what you believe or not, believe it, whether others believe or not, because your belief may bring distress for many once it's biblical truth. I know some of you that you go out and you witness, or you're at a job, or you're talking to somebody and you're telling about Jesus, about how wonderful he is, and so on and so forth, and they're like, I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know what they're talking about. This Jesus. When I went to the old man and I did this, he done made a way. He done did, and you're like, oh wow, that's what they're saying, and they're trying to pull you over here, but you're like, nope, I can't, because I already know what I believe in, because I have the biblical evidence that this is true. So believe it or not, you have to know what you believe in. You have to have some kind of foundation. You have to have some kind of truth in order to really draw anyone, right? In order to draw anyone and convince and convict someone, or convince someone that, hey, come on over to my side. Come on over, let me show you what's happening. Let me show you what's going on in here. Here's what James 2:19 said in the Amplified Bible, and then we done. Then we out of here. James 2:19 Amplified Bible said, you believe that God is one. You do well to believe that. The devil also believed that, and shudder and brittle in awe-filled terror. They have seen his wrath. So again, you can believe something. Even the devil believe it too. But you have to have the evidence that it's true. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. You can have a belief that's biblical. You can have a belief that's against every other religion, or against what others may say. The devil believe it too, because he see the evidence. He believe that there's one God like you. He know it, but he tremble. He's in distress about it. So not because you ultimately believe something or know something is true, and someone else may believe something and know something is true, mean that they are for your belief. Because again, I like to say this, Sister Glover. There's so many Christians, right? There's so many Christians. There's the smoking Christian, the drinking Christian, the cussing Christian, the Christian who don't even believe in Jesus. There's so many Christians. But what do you believe? Believe it or not, you have to know what you believe in. To believe it or not, you have to know what you believe in and stand on that belief. Somebody ain't say nothing else. You have to know what you believe in and stand on that belief. Again, we don't even have to spiritualize it. Just something as simple. I believe that I'm healed. I believe that I'm going to be healed. Stand on that. Stand on that healing. I believe that I'm going to get this promotion. Stand on that. Stand on that belief. If you believe on that, stand on that. I believe that my child will do better. Stand on that. You have to stand on what you believe in. Because what? The devil believe it too. The devil believe what you believe. Remember that. Your neighbor believe what you believe. Your cousin believe what you believe. Your co-worker believe what you believe. But you have an understanding. Oh my. I'm going to leave it with this one story, then we're out of here. For real, for real this time, right? I told one time when I was in Bible college, I told some of my friends at the time, I said, oh, we were talking about milk. And I said, oh, in Guyana, when I was younger, we would milk the cows, right? With our hands, we would milk the cow. We have a bucket. It took forever because like, took forever. So we milk the cow in our bucket, and we'll take that bucket home of milk. We had Auntie B. She had cows, and she would milk it, and she would give us some milk sometime. And we'll take that milk, and Mother Pia she'll put it on a pot, and she'll boil it, and we'll put some sugar in it, mix that, and we got some milk. Drink it, brush your teeth, wash your face, go in your bed. So when I tell that story, I don't believe that. That's not true, because you would die. You would die for just drinking milk just like that. It has to be processed. It has to go. And they would say that to me, and then they would tell him, "Oh, you believe Marcelle said that story that she'll milk cow, and then she'll drink it just like that. They didn't even go through like a factory to manufacture, to process it." And I'm like, no, like that. I literally did that. I literally sat on a stool and I would milk the cow, pull the breast and milk the cow, and put the milk in the bucket, and we'll take the bucket home, and and we'll have milk. We won't have to drink black tea for a week, because we'll have milk, and we'll put that milk in our tea, and we'll drink it, or Mother Pia boil it and give us hot milk with some sugar, and we'll drink that for the night. That's not true. You would be dead, because it got to be processed. And they will go on, and the more they said that to me, after a while I said, these people try to make me sound like I'm crazy when I live this. And I know it's happened to you. You'll tell someone, this is my experience. I live this. I believe this. This happened to me. And someone will say, I don't believe that. I don't believe that happened. I don't believe you did that. That's not happening. And what happened? It tried to mess with your belief. But you got to stand on what you believe, especially if you experience it. One more story and then we're done, right? We talk about this sometime. Apostle and I, we talk about it. Like sometimes we say, if we tell some people some of the things that we live and experience, they'll be like, oh, they're lying. But believe it or not, it happened. Like we'll talk about, growing up in Guyana and how we would see like the spirits walking through the village, like dead people, their spirit walking through the village, right? And when I come to America, and I'll tell my friends this, and they tell me I'm lying. And I'm like, but I see, this is why in the village, when we were growing up at a certain time, people are in their house. You go in your house and give the spirit their leeway to walk up and down the street, because you're not trying to be in that space. But I tell people this, you lying, that's not possible. It is possible, because this is what I live. This is what I experience. So again, your belief can be based on your experience. You experience God healing, He's a healer. I experienced seeing these spirits walking up and down the sideline. That's the village I grew up in. That's my road. Walking up and down sideline. I experienced seeing a woman possessed, right? A little girl possessed. She wasn't a little girl. She was like a teenager. And throwing up frogs. And I tell this story and people tell me I'm lying. But I experienced that. So I believe in demon. I believe in people being real demon possessed, not these fake demon possessed people that I feel like I have a spirit on me. Girl, what spirit? You
Deliverance.
And I need deliverance. What do you need deliverance from? Yourself. That's what you need deliverance from. Yourself. Because if you really need deliverance, there's a spirit on you, there's a demon possession on you that you need cast out. Take it into the swines, Jesus. Just throw it into the swines, because we just can't be. I experience these things. So I believe in demon possession and I believe in deliverance. So again, believe it or not. So when people tell you a story, we got a million more stories. Trust me, but I ain't even trying to talk about that right now, right? Because we're gonna end off on a good note, right? So when people tell you what they believe, make sure that you believe in biblical truth, right? And this is what I always say. If someone say this, what happened to them, I'm not gonna say it didn't happen to you, because that's you. That's your life. That's your experience. Girl, that didn't happen to you. No, that's your life. If that's what you said happened to you, God knows if you're lying or not. But if you say that, that's you. I'm not going to tell you no. So again, believe it or not, right? So I hope something I said made sense. You understood? Don't forget, like, love, and share, comment, send this to someone. Let them be a part of Best of the Whole family, right? Don't forget to visit the blog, www.hellomarcelsampson.com. We have a new thing coming up there for those of you that are on YouTube, right? On YouTube, if you go on the wall, there's a questionnaire. It's going to be up today. It's been giving me a hard time today. There's a questionnaire. You fill out. It's a fun thing to do. Because you know, Best of the Whole, we bring joy. We bring fun, right? So go on and fill it out. Answer the question. See if you like it. And we'll give the results on next week's show, right? So thank you all so much. Let me pray for you before you go, Lord. Thank you for your people. Thank you for the Best of the Hope Store. Thank you for keeping them, for blessing them, God. Let them understand that they belong belief is the thing that will keep them. Let them have truth. Let them have the understanding. Let them have the evidence. Let them have their own experience to prove, believe it or not. Continue to bless them and keep them. In Jesus' name, amen. I love and appreciate you all. I'll see you all here again next week. And hey, let me just throw this in there. For those of you who have not done it, if you haven't done it yet, go ahead and do it. You can go on Apostle Mertlene Sampson's fan page. Go click subscription. There's some great things in there. Their videos and things that's in there that's only for you, only for those who subscribe. Sign up, subscribe, become a subscriber. And for those of you that are on YouTube, go to Apostle Mertlene Sampson YouTube page and click the membership. It says join. Just click the join button. Join. You're gonna have a great time. You get one-on-one time. You get exclusive videos just for you. You get behind the scene videos just for you. There's things there that no one else would get. Only have to be a member, and you only have to subscribe to get it, right? So I love you. I appreciate you. See you all next week, or I'll see you tonight on the prayer line. God bless you. Mwah. Bye now.